Good afternoon. Here's the national news from BGI TV, Baba Bagede Imo TV. I am Morire Rebila Lawal. First are the major headlines for the national news. FG begs ex-military officers protesting unpaid allowances. Buhari to honor Akeredolu with CON, Ondo Assembly felicitates governor. Strike, ASU hiding something from us, Nans. Soldiers, gunmen shoot out, normalcy returns to Abia community. And in sports, Pesero satisfied with Super Eagles' performance despite defeat to Algeria. Now the news in detail. The federal government has appealed to military veterans protesting unpaid security debarment allowance for more time. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Defense, Ibrahim Abubakar, addressed the former military officers on Tuesday in Abuja. The official debunked the allegation that funds had been released, but payment was delayed by the ministry. Being the accounting officer of the ministry, I am urging you to give peace a chance and go home. We will get back to you as soon as possible, he promised. Kana assured the protesters that the Minister of Defense, Major General Bashir Salihi Magashi, retired, was concerned about their plight. The Permanent Secretary assured their fear over fresh verification exercise before payment, adding that the existing database of all veterans will be used. Chief of Defense Staff, General Leo Irabo, commended Abubakar Kana for resolving the impasse and thanked the protesters for their peaceful conduct. The veteran spokesperson, Biodo Albath, attributed the The veterans spokesperson, Abiodun Albert, attributed the misinformation and insinuations to the communication gap between them and the authorities. The retired personnel agreed to go back home and collect the barricade they erected at the entrance of the defense headquarters ship house in Abuja. Moving on to the next story. The Ondo House of Assembly has expressed joy over plans by President Muhammadu Buhari to confer a national honor, Commander of the Order of Niger, CON, on Governor Rotimi Akeredolu. The award is coming. This is contained in a statement on Tuesday in Akure by Ako Gùnm, Chairman of the House of Committee on Information, Youth and Sport Development. The statement said that the Speaker, Bamidele Oyeleye Ogun, described the award as an honor well-deserved. Mr. Oyeleye said that the award was a clear testimony of the various laudable contributions of the governor to national development. The speaker described Mr. Akeredolu as a man with passion and love for his people, stating the governor brought smiles onto the faces of the Ondo people. According to him, this is through his landmark achievement in the state, particularly in the area of security. He appreciated the president for the prestigious award scheduled to hold on October 11th in Abuja. And to the next story as regards the ongoing ASU strike. The president of the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, Comrade Usman Barambo, has accused the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, of hiding something from the students following the union's refusal to allow them to observe proceedings of its negotiation with the federal government. Speaking with Daily Post, the NANS president urged their union should call off the strike and continue negotiation afterwards. According to him, it's unfair that after the court ruling asking ASU to return to class, the union remains adamant. Recall that the recent judgment has ruled in favor of the government and where ASU was ordered to return to class while negotiation continues. ASU has since appealed the judgment and has remained unmoved by the court's judgment. But the NANS president said they have to call off. They didn't say that they are calling off, they said they have to appeal. And nothing stops them from going back to class when the appeal process is on. Accusing ASU of a hidden agenda, the students' union president said he had proposed to both ASU and the federal government to be part of their negotiation and that while the government agreed, ASU declined, feeling suspicion that they are hiding something. And to the next story as regards insecurity in the country. The story, normalcy has returned to Ebem Ohafia community in Ohafia local government area of Abia State after a shootout between soldiers of the 14th Brigade of the Nigerian Army, Ohafia, and government on Friday evening. The gun duel led to palpable tension in the community. The fierce exchange of gunfire, it was gathered, caused panic in the area as residents and indigents of the communities camped for safety, while others hid in their respective homes to prevent being caught in the crossfire. There were two versions of report about the incident, while one said gunmen who invaded the community and the soldiers were engaged in a heavy gun war which led to panic in the community. Another version had it that soldiers were searching homes and shooting sporadically all over the community, which led to residents abandoning their homes and fleeing to safety. The Nigerian Army has, however, cleared the air over the incident. A senior officer of the 14th Brigade, who wouldn't want his name in print, said soldiers were not searching homes and not shooting sporadically, contrary to rumors making the rounds. He explained what happened was that some soldiers were in patrol in the area when some hoodlums, on sighting them, opened fire and soldiers responded. He denied the allegation that soldiers were shooting sporadically as they searched people's homes and queried if the soldiers were mad to have engaged in such acts. From that story, we'll go to the last story coming from the sports. Super Eagles head coach Jose Peseiro praised his players for their performance despite the team's 2-1 loss to Algeria on Tuesday night. The West Africans took the lead through Terry Murphy in the 9th minute, but the Desert Forces fought back with goals from Riyad Mahrez and Yusuf Attal. Despite the Super Eagles going down their third defeat in 5 matches under him, Peseiro remained unperturbed with the outcome of the game. It was a good game. The campaign showed the quality of our players and the collective effort. It was a hard match. Algeria is a good team. Our players try to do what I asked them to do in the training, Peseiro told NFF TV. It is possible you lose in football. I am sad we lost. I don't like to lose matches, but I am very happy with the performance of my players. They did well in the game. Peseiro, however, believes his team will need to improve in the offensive phase of the game in subsequent outings. We didn't do well in attacks at times. I think we can do better. We can improve our game generally, added the former Saudi Arabia and Venezuela coach. We do well defensively, but we can do more offensively and control the ball move, he concluded. Before we call it a wrap on the national news, here comes some major headlines. FG begs ex-military officers protesting unpaid allowance. Buhari to honor Akeredolu with CON. Ondo Assembly felicitates governor. We're also brought to you on sports. Peseiro satisfied with Super Eagles' performance despite defeat to Algeria. For more updates on YouTube, our handle is Babagade Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. On Instagram, Bagede Imo _22. For advert placements of your goods and services, coverage of events and functions, both outdoor. Please dial the phone number streaming on your screen for advert placements only. I am Morire Rebila Lawal. Good afternoon.